What's up, everybody? My name is Stephen London, and this is another episode of Manover. Yes, honey, we got the horns on this episode, honey. The production is coming, okay? We are here. I'm so excited about this new episode, you guys. Things are about to get hella messy, hella wild, and hella interesting because I need to talk about Normani's wild side, okay? Yes, hashtag wild side. Of course, also hashtag Manover when you can join the conversation. But yes, I want to talk to you guys all about Normani's wild side. As you guys know, the single premiered last Friday, the long-awaited single. And even before the single dropped, my guest and I have been dissecting and just literally in each other's DMs. We were on the phone the other night till like 5 a.m, my time, literally talking about this. So I'm so excited to bring her on. Today's guest is the one, the only Tosh! Tosh!
Hello.
Oh my God. First of all, I'm gagging that we're just now doing this because I feel like we always have crossed paths with social media, pop culture, marketing, pop connoisseurs, pop enthusiasts, pop everything.
Yes.
So I'm just happy that we get to like have this conversation out in front of the world for everybody to hear because we have thoughts.
We have so many thoughts. I was telling Tiffany, shout out to Tiff, last night. Like, I was like, but why was last week the first time we actually had like a conversation?
Right, exactly. Like we're always sharing memes, always sharing some kind of headline, and it's given like, girl, did you peep? And then I feel like this Normani story just kind of really brought us together because we realized that like, okay, I'm not crazy for feeling the way that I feel about this song. So we're gonna go right into it. Let's start with the cover because I know that you have thoughts here. What was your immediate reaction when you saw Cardi B and Normani drop this?
So my immediate reaction was WAP, just because last year when Cardi and Megan dropped that single, the hair was the centerpiece of it.
Correct.
And it was like, so the girls love hair now. But the main thing about this was I had to make sure it was Normani featuring Cardi because Cardi's posture.
And not Cardi B featuring Normani. Because that's what it looked like to me too.
Yes. And I was like, I just felt like they could have both been sitting up to make it more equal, more level. But Cardi being a plane higher for me.
Plane higher and also left. Like, I don't know about the girls, but I studied like, visual components in college, and what you see left always comes first because you read from left to right, right? So like, I'm like, okay, wild side, Cardi B featuring Normani. Then I was like, WAP part 2. Like, Normani is gonna come out of the WAP house and give us like a, you got what I need, like something, right? Again.
And continue her moment.
Continue her moment from the WAP video, exactly. And then I also thought, oh, a hair collection.
Could have been, truly.
Could have been, truly. I mean, honestly, like when I first saw it, because also Cardi B's caption on Instagram when she posted it was, get your coins ready. So I'm like, oh my God, we buying weave. Normani and Cardi is pulling out Gilda's wigs. I'm like, it's about to be a thing. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, time out. There was a whole TikTok campaign, which I want to get into that about it with you in a second, because I don't know if people know about this. But when I realized that there was a connection to music and then Normani posted, I said, oh, wait a minute. This is Normani's upcoming single. This is going to be her thing. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to now the song comes out, right? Mm-hmm. It was already mumbling on the internet since when Cardi had told us that, she was going to be dropping a surprise on Thursday or whatever. So people were buzzing that this might have been the thing that was coming. When you heard the first 20 seconds of the song, which immediately you were like, Aaliyah, what were your thoughts?
I have so many thoughts just about Aaliyah in general, but my immediate thought was It's an homage. It is giving us what we want since we can't really get our hands on Aaliyah music. But then my next thought was, I've heard Normani do pop. I've heard her give us like a smooth, like down tempo song. And so this was like, you're reintroducing yourself. So who is Normani? So that's what
Who is Normani, y'all? And listen, I want y'all to comment below, answer the question, who is Normani? Because me and Taj is trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out because it's now been almost a week since the release of the song. And while I love this Aaliyah tribute, while I love the visuals, which we're about to dissect in a minute from the video, I thought the choreography was fantastic. Shout out to Sean Bankhead, who is having...
Bankhead is untouchable.
Period. Like, period. Like, Sean V. Ben Bankhead. Like, that's where we're at right now.
Sean
Ben Bankhead.
This top to bottom and repeated not one move, not even in the chorus. Thus and therefore, he's the one. He's the one for me.
Save your last dance, eat your heart out. This is it. This is the moment. Okay, Sean Bankhead is the moment. So, you know, we're going to dissect all that in a second, but I am still struggling with figuring out who Normani is because as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is an Aaliyah tribute. This is one in a million, the remix. This is, you know, so to find out that there was drama and issues with the clearance, which we'll get a little to in the later of the show, I definitely gooped and gagged.
You know, it's the tribute, but it's also like, I'm wondering if the girls in general keep giving us these Aaliyah samples because they know we love it or because they know it's familiar to people who really consume music and not trends. Because our generation, we consumed music. We weren't consuming a trend or a TikTok thing or whatever. So I often wonder just about the strategy behind it. Not saying that the girls don't love Aaliyah and not saying that it doesn't sound great, but I just wonder about.
But there's a recipe to success right now in R&B where if you take the hit from the 90s or the early 2000s, if it was number one on the Billboard then or almost number one, it's guaranteed to be number one now. I mean, Summer Walker has founded her career on that, you know? Like, honestly, truly, like we have seen some of her biggest songs be samples of songs that we already know and love. And everyone's doing it, not just Summer, but like she's somebody that comes to mind immediately. I want to get into the looks of the video because this was something that we had a lot of thoughts about. The first look for me, which I found interesting, was this black look, but also there was a red look as well in this same red room. When we saw the pouring of the Jameson product placement, what were your thoughts? What do you have to say about that? I'm gonna let you have it.
Jameson?
Whoa, why?
So for me, you know, I get it. Like we all gotta get our shit paid down, right?
Period. Boots. I love. Shout out to the product placement. Shout out to Fenty Beauty. Shout out to everybody who is paying for this to happen right now. Okay, shout out.
Always.
Okay. Okay. So
Jameson for me, because the video was so sexy and because it's in this red sexy ass room with her really giving sensual choreography, I was just kind of like, if someone poured me a cup of Jameson while I'm trying to get it popping, I'm
gonna be sick to my stomach. I'm gonna be like, do you got a chaser? Like what?
I was going to say, like straight no chaser. It was just like, we're pouring up, no chase. Like, sis.
And I'm a straight shooter, no chaser, pow, like Wendy says, but damn, Jameson, like, I don't want no Jameson when we can't keep this talking about it. I want to lay inside it. Like, I want champagne. I want maybe a tequila.
You know, Casamigos got a hold on us right now. So it might be about
Casamigos has a hold on us. Correct. So maybe even like a little Casamigos moment. Hell, they could have brought back Moet to have a moment. You know what I mean? Like Moet really was that girl back in the 90s. Hell, Ace of Spades. Rock Nation shared this video. Why did nobody call Jay-Z and be like, can you send me a couple bottles of Ace of Spades? And think about how beautiful those gold bottles would have been in that room.
So the Ace of Spades bottles are always good for decor. It would have been beautiful. I would have even if we're gonna do brown liquor, do say it got a nice little taste. It's not gonna gag you while you're trying to drink it straight. So I would have been okay. But the Jameson, it stuck out. I'll say
correct.
It's a placement that stuck out where I was like, huh, cool.
Correct. We have a comment coming in from Jackie. Jackie says, I didn't like the music video, but the clothes, makeup, and hairstyles was the best thing about it, honestly. I love Normani, but she could have came better into growing into her own self. I feel like she is giving us everybody else instead of her. Jackie, honey, you need to be in here with us because exactly that. Like, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I feel we're getting everybody but. With Motivation, we got Britney and Beyonce, even with a little dash of Kelly Rowland. Now we're getting Aaliyah. Who is Normani? Like, what is Normani bringing?
So for me also, like, when people do costume changes in videos, I always feel like there has to be a purpose, or it just has to be like a seamless moment, right? Where it just
there needs to be a thread into everything that makes sense.
And
why are you wearing all these outfits together?
And there wasn't. And I went back and I was just trying to think about old music videos where it would just be like a set and a thing happening. But even still, I was just kind of like, y'all are inside. She's sliding on the floor. Then she's outside in this outfit that I honestly felt too bulky. I feel like that choreography is fire. I was just kind of like, maybe without the jacket. Maybe
without the jacket. Like, had it just been like a little bandeau or something and some baggy pants. Something. But I didn't feel like I needed this. And also, yes, I felt the same way. Rashad, let's get back into the looks. Also, you guys, if you're just joining us, welcome. This is another episode of Man Over Makeover, where I put on makeup and talk hot topics and spill the tea on everything that's happening in pop culture. And today we're talking all about Wild Side, honey. And this was another look to me that stood out in the video, which I then later saw Normani and Bankhead talking about it being actual plastic, like full on actual plastic pants that they had on. Like, they were giving me Glad realness. They were giving me Ziploc realness. I mean, they said plastic. So
not heavy duty. Not heavy duty.
Heavy duty. The clear one with the lemon scent. I mean, so what were your thoughts on this? Because this is towards like the end of the video. I believe this is the last look in the video. What were your thoughts on the plastic?
Love the moves, love her hair, and love her glam in this moment. Because you could really
love her glam. Love her glam.
I had no idea it was plastic until this moment.
You're gooped. Yeah. Because I'm also like, why plastic?
But also, when it's something like that, explain it. Because I know that the floor was for sure plastic. I was watching when they were dancing the feet and stuff like that. So it's like, they didn't come, like, are they birthed out of the room? I'm just curious. I'm genuinely.
Or was it a to-go bag? Like, are we giving wrap up? Like, okay, let's move on. Rashad, let's move on to the next look. Okay. So to me, I like this. To me, this was probably the most unique part of the music video when she danced with herself, aka, the lookalike stand-in that we had, which, the editing was really good. There were parts though where I was like, girl, that's not you.
Only when the double had her eyes closed or that head was down, so you couldn't really see.
So you really couldn't tell? I was like, okay. I was like, that's clearly not CGI. The girls got into a green bodysuit and did it 2 times. There was somebody else, but I still, to me, was the most original part of this video. However, we see another Aaliyah moment in here with the mirrors in the room.
That outfit Normani posted on Instagram. It's a reference from a very old film.
Yes. Like, that's what I was going to say. Yes. So the reference from an old film, the setup in the room being the mirrored room from Try Again, where Aaliyah is kind of like dancing and competing with herself. So a couple of things happening here. What were your thoughts on this look?
It was not my favorite. And the reason it wasn't my favorite is because it just felt out of place in the video. So it's not that I don't like the look. I like the look, you know what I'm saying? And also, like, if that is my body, yes, me too. I'm wearing it too, 100%, as her or the double. But for me, it was the thing that stuck out the most in the video, and not in like... in
like a sore thumb kind of way. And then like a...
I was just kind of like, we're here, and then we're with Cardi, and then we're back to, and then it's the plastic outfit. So it just, I don't, why?
Let's get into the next moment, Rashad. I think, you know, I have thoughts. So for me, me and Taj, we're on the phone talking about this, and you guys comment below. Again, we want to comment and get to all of your comments and moments. So please comment below, and don't forget to share the video. For me, I 100% screamed and gooped when I saw a helicopter.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. I don't know why. Listen, shout out to the Griot. My first week at the Griot, my first job was to cover Kobe Bryant's death. And so every time I think of a helicopter, I'm like, Jesus, please, no, not right now. This is not the time or the place. So the helicopter for me was just weird. The second thing was the cheetah look. What is this about? Like, I didn't like the shoes. The shoes looked like they came from Mandy's 98 or like strawberries.
Not a throwback to, because you said Mandy's, and immediately I was like, Joyce Leslie? Like,
hello, okay, like, it's giving me Johnny's 1, 2, 3, like, it's giving me Pay Half, it's giving me...
So, I wasn't, okay, I kind of wish that she had stepped into the video in this look, since she had on that animal print and WAP. So, that's for me.
Fine, sure. Yes.
And I like
okay, I can see that.
The dress when she's standing up at the very end. I like the structure of the dress, but again, it is one of those things where it's just like,
why is this here? Why? And why you had a helicopter and the people is banging on you, and then when you just hit it once, the helicopter starts to break. It was like, what? Like, in what? Who was the creative director that said, yeah, and when you bang it, like, doom, doom, it's gonna break. Like, what? Like, what was that?
It's not gonna shatter.
It's not gonna shatter.
We're just gonna crack the glass one time.
Because it didn't even give like a shatter, and then you're coming out of it and giving like a little. No, it was like a crack, and then next scene. Yeah, I was confused. I was confused. Okay, so let's move on. I think the next biggest thing about this song, other than the fashion, was the Cardi B feature, right? We talked about this a little bit in the beginning. We thought we were going to see Cardi leading this. But then we hear the song. Cardi comes in with, to me, one of the best verses that she's done in a really long time.
I agree. And a lot of people I spoke to were like, you know, I could have done without Cardi on this song. And I'm like, I couldn't, because it was giving her and Bruno, please me. We'll get her sexy. We'll get her raunchy. We'll get her giving us what she always gives. But when it slows down and gives this type of sexy, I liked it. I thought she sounded great on. I personally think that she sounded great on it, and I love listening to it whenever it's on.
I love Cardi's addition to this song. I think it's what makes the song current. I think it is what makes the song new. I think it's what wasn't like it did sounded before. Also, from a structural standpoint of the song flows and it feels almost like you get lost in, is this the chorus? Is this the pre-chorus? Is this the third? Is this the same verse again? Like, because it's so like the same tempo and the same melody that you needed something to break it up.
Resets the song.
It really does. Visually, you have thoughts about this, and I want you to share. I thought that they looked beautiful. Let me start there. I want to start positive. I think that they look stunning. I love the little green that was done on Normani, that was done down here on Cardi. I love the center part, long wig. I love a center part. If I could get a wig, it would be in a center part right now. So glam-wise, I thought it was great. Now, then we get to a wide shot and we see that Cardi's pregnant. Go. What did you think?
So I agree with you on the glam. The glam here is flawless, but Cardi's team, they're not messing this up.
Yeah.
Period. I just like. I'm also struggling because it's like y'all are not naked and you CGI'd ass cracks into this and it freaks me out. That I can't do. Like these unedited photos that we were getting, I'm like, oh, it's not real butt. It's y'all again CGI butt cracks in. So one, that's that. Two, why are we covering her stomach? Just she's sexy and pregnant. Right. I feel like Cardi. Since we've known her, this is her second pregnancy, and she is like sexy and pregnant. That's part of her thing. And I just felt like she could have been laid up like this the whole time, like she was in the cover art, and I would have been great with it. Just kind of like, sure. I feel no way about it.
For me, it was like, why are we caressing on each other and I'm pregnant? Like it's something about like, and I think that pregnancy is a beautiful thing. I don't think that pregnancy should stop us from being sexual human beings. I don't think pregnancy means that you're no longer as desirable, as attractive. I actually love the teaser video, the quick little video that Cardi did the other day to promote the song where she's like full on belly. I thought it was beautiful. But I think if we're going to know that she's in it and then Brady have her moment of sexy by herself. Like I didn't need to see her and Normani together having that moment. I'd rather, even if it was just the close-up shots where Normani was there and then Normani does a little like whip off and then Cardi raps the rest of her song by herself, I much would have rather seen that than this embrace the entire shot.
I just, the thing for me is, one, to your point, Cardi doing those videos on Instagram is bomb. Like when Migos dropped the album and she did that whole verse by herself, I said, this is like the best promotion you could ever ask for. I didn't understand. Right. I didn't understand the embrace because they're clearly talking about men the entire time. Sucking watermelons through straws, all that. We're talking about men very clearly the entire song. So I was just kind of like, correct. It's not necessary. I think that there are other ways that people can get creative, women get creative with being sexy with each other without it being this like lesbian erotic fantasy thing. It's just kind of like it's sexy. The song is sexy. You guys are sexy. Right. Let it be. But yeah, that I was just kind of like, I'm taking the lyrics literally. So I was just kind of like, I don't. Why? Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I'm just like, I also think too that for them relying on Cardi B so much in the promo of the song, having Cardi B so active on social media promoting the song as well, that Cardi then should have had her own moment. Like, I feel like she deserved to be solo in the video for a little bit too. And I think that would have been nice to see. So all of that being said, right, we now are trying to enjoy the song. We're getting into it. We're like, okay, this is a moment. And now the latest news is that, this Aaliyah moment that you guys have been loving. I mean, even Timbaland made a video on Instagram being like, yes, I love the song. Now Aaliyah's uncle's like, well, nobody cleared the sample. Nobody reached out to us to clear the sample. Shout out to Normani, and yes, baby girl, Aaliyah would have loved this, but nobody reached out to get clearance of the song. So what are your thoughts? And I'm gonna break it down for you guys too. If you guys don't know the story, it's all over the internet now, but in particularly, I want to talk to you guys about what Complex reported. But Taj, what are your thoughts when you first heard about the clearance issue? I don't want to hear that man talk to me about anything until Aaliyah's music is respectfully on the internet, period.
Period.
So I get, and normally I'd be like, yeah, nah, they should have cleared it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because those are always big legal things. We've seen it happen time and time again. Robin Thicke and Pharrell and them with Marvin Gaye's family. Like we always see those moments. In this moment, it's kind of like, sit there and eat your food, bro. Sit
You
there
should
and
have just sat there and eat your food.
because it's like, not only are you holding Aaliyah's music, JoJo is on that label and had to re-record a whole album for people to be able to hear it so that she could get profit. So it's just kind of like, I also heard it's not a sample so much as it's an interpolation.
Right.
I'm sure there are technicalities around that also. But again, I just kind of like, at the end of the day, like I said at the top of this, sampled songs that sample Aaliyah are some of the only songs with her music we can hear on the internet, on streaming services right now.
Period.
So at the end of the day, I'm going to listen and I'm going to listen happily. Like you could barely, they scrubbed YouTube also. So it's just like, sir, I don't know who asked you. I don't want to hear it. Sit there, eat your food.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Have several seats, Aaliyah's uncle, because you're exactly right. Like, one, ma'am, where is the music? Like, like you said of her birthday last year. And we damn near about to be on that birthday again, and it hasn't happened. One. Two, there are seven producers on this song. And the word on the street is that there was a reach out to Timbaland, and that there was a part of like what Timbaland did that was then like repeated in the studio, and then they build around that. So I think to a certain extent, there is some type of clearance that happened with Timbaland as his part and his producer, but you know, that's not the way that music works, right? Like obviously one producer might lay one foundation, another producer comes in and adds another foundation and another layer to the music. And what's funny enough is I know that you and I, even when we first heard the song, was like, there feels like something's missing. There feels like something from an instrument point, like that extra sauce that Timbaland puts on music wasn't there. So I knew that it wasn't a direct sample. I knew that it was 100% a rendition, a remake of some sort. I would love to know what are the musicality issues there. Because, you know, this family, to me, I kind of have to go with the word on the street, which is they're money hungry, you know? And like, and you're saying that like you're okay with it now, but what happens when this song then premieres on the Billboard charts at number 3 or number 4, number 5, and now all this money is being made? Are you going to sue later? Like, what's the problem?
It just, and I've never understood it. And I think, you know, we've lost quite a few amazing artists that we love in the past 2 decades. And we always hear about an estate. There's always an estate. We don't ever hear about Aaliyah's estate. It just kind of always turns into her uncle has this label. But I just feel like, outside of the money, it's like, where's the respect for her and her music?
Correct.
Because it's like Aaliyah's music, that's a legacy. And Aaliyah herself has just influenced so much over the past 20 years. It's undeniable. But it's just like a lack of respect. And it's just kind of like, there were other things I'll say this, there were other things y'all could have been worried about protecting. I'm gonna leave it there. Put the button on.
100%. Yeah. And before we move on, I also want to say that to counter all of this, I do think that Normani's team should have reached out, even if it was a very Beyonce-esque kind of way with how she did Before I Let You Go, which was, hi, I'm redoing this song. It's already done. See attached. Putting it out this day. Wanted to pay homage to Aaliyah, who I look up to immensely. Would love your blessing, or, you know, would love your support, or like, thank you so much. Just something, because the fact that there was no communication with the team does worry me. I think that it is undeniably an Aaliyah record. From the minute that beat drops, you know that it's 1 in a million. Visually, I think there's a lot of Aaliyah in there. There are choreography moves that Sean Bankhead included. More than a lover. Like, if you're a dancer, you've seen it. You see those movements in there, and moments in there. So I think it would be dumb and crazy to say I wasn't inspired, or this wasn't in a way a moment. So Normani did go on the radio to do an interview where they did ask her about that, and she said Yeah, people tell me all the time that I remind them of her, which I don't know who have been telling her that because I never felt like Normani gave me Aaliyah. No, ever.
You saw the slight tilt I just did with my head. No.
Never saw it. Never heard the comparison. If anything, maybe Janet, maybe Sierra.
Because Janet's lineage is quite crazy when you look at the girls. And so Janet, Sierra, Normani, that's the
that's the list. That's the list. That track. And Maya, which we talked about Maya too. Shout out to Maya. But I don't see Aaliyah than Normani. And then she also added something along the terms, and I don't want to, this is not a direct quote, so I'll say allegedly for legal reasons. But also that, she claims that this was original, that like while it was a tribute, while it was clearly influenced, that this is original. And I think I want to close the show with those thoughts on that like, while we love the record, while it's definitely grown on me, I probably listen to it 2 times a day. I rap Cardi's verse as if I wrote it. Like that's how invested I am into her part. But this is an Aaliyah tribute. This is an Aaliyah record. I explained to you almost in a way of like, remember when they did that tribute for Destiny's Child and Tierra Marie and Rihanna came down and performed for them? It almost feels like that. Like if Aaliyah was still alive, this would have been a performance of 1 in a million that Normani would have done at the BET Awards.
Yes.
Okay. So what I need as a fan, as a music lover, as a music junkie, as a pop culture enthusiast and lover of all things entertainment, I need to see Normani. I need to, without the samples, without the tributes, without the influence, without all of it, who is she? And it needs to happen quickly. I need it within like the next month.
Now.
Like the next single needs to happen immediately.
Well, yes, I agree with you because I'm like, it's an Aaliyah tribute, not just through the music, but again, through the choreography, because Sean Bankhead is heavily influenced by Fatima Robinson, period.
Period.
And it's evident through the musicality and his moves. While original, that musicality and his moves is crazy. So it's just like, that's coursing through their veins, whether or not they know it.
Yeah.
And I know I had said to you last week, the perfect time to debut this was really it would have been the BET Awards for me.
100%. 100%.
But we have the VMAs coming up next. So just how
if she's not there, if she's not performing this there, then I don't want to hear it. Like
she did Motivation there a couple of years ago, tore that stage up, burnt it down, all that. It was crazy. For me, I'm like, we want you back on that stage. And while you're on the stage doing this song, debut the next thing, please.
Please. You know what? That is solid advice. Normani, girl, hello. Are you listening or watching? Debut the damn song at the VMAs, girl. Like literally, like right when you're about to go into Cardi's verse, because we know that Cardi's not going to be there. She's pregnant. I doubt that she's going to be there performing this. Right when you're about to go into that verse,
record scratch,
hit it and drop the next thing. And like, I need to see a bop, a little ta-ta-ta, some lights, even if it's a small snippet, and then you get back into Wild Side, something. Like, even if you still Wild Side to be the main attraction, give us a snippet, give us a preview, because people need to know who you are outside of these tribute and sample moments. Because right now, baby, Chloe Bailey is coming for you.
Chloe Bailey, the fact that Chloe Bailey was like, well, it's quarantine, my sister's overseas, I actually produce music, I'm gonna just start doing covers. But really she has bodied it so much to the point where we're like, girl, you gave us a 20-second snippet of a song you made, drop it, please.
Drop it, please, put it out now.
Chloe's been at work. Tinashe has been consistent whole pandemic. Justine Skye. So it's just like, the rollout's got to be. So we got to.
The rollout has to be perfect, and you need to keep it going. You cannot afford another 4, 3, 5, however long it was since Motivation. You cannot afford to do that anymore. We need the next single immediately.
Give us Kanye Good Fridays, the new age version.
Something. Give us Rihanna during the Red era and Talk That Talk, which was 2 albums and hit after hit after hit after hit. Like, that's really what we need. Really what we need. Yes, talk about an era. At the top of the show, I talked about a TikTok preview moment, speaking about rollout. So Tommy Hilfiger, it teamed up with Normani to do a Tommy Wildside campaign for TikTok. The TikTok was actually released a week ahead from the song, which I thought was like marketing 101 no. I don't know who on her team approved that. So there was snippets already of the song out in the universe, which is why there were already people tweeting Cardi and everything ahead of the announcement saying, oh, it's an Aaliyah sample. The song is too slow. You're going to sound crazy on it. It's sloppy. That can never happen again. So this is why you have to listen to us, Normani and team, and use this VMA moment to be what launches the next song. Not a TikTok Tommy Hilfiger challenge, not a Jameson pour in a video, not a plastic bag pant. It has to be the VMAs.
Yeah.
Period.
It has to be connected to that next big moment where our eyes are on you, and as soon as
already on you. Exactly.
That's
Rise
it.
to the occasion. Well, okay, so as we wrap, as you guys see, we didn't do necessarily makeup, but there was so much to dissect. But if there is one thing that I know that when it comes to beauty, Tasha's going to give us a lip. She's going to give us a signature red. So Taj, I want to talk about my favorite product that I'm loving right now. But if you could tell us about your product and all about it, where can folks get it? What was like, why do you love this red lip? Oh, yes, the moment.
The stunner, like, I love a red lip, for real. Like, Ruby Woo, Riri Woo.
Shout out to Ruby Woo. Like one of the first staples in makeup, period. Like,
I love a lip in general. So it could be it's usually a dark lip or a red, but more than likely it's going to be a red. But this, especially in these masked up days, it doesn't do all of that on my face, but it feels good. My lips don't feel dry, even though it's matte. Like,
yeah, which is really important.
Yes, but this Rihanna knew, and that's
Rihanna.
All.
Fenty Beauty Stunner Lip. You guys make sure to pick that up at Sephora, FentyBeauty.com, wherever you get your Fenty Beauty products. I also have a Fenty Beauty product that I am loving right now. It is the Fenty Beauty Cream Freestyle Bronzer. So as you can see, I'm already like damn near to the last leg of it. But it's beautiful packaging and it's in the shade Teddy. And I love this because you can use this so many ways. You can use this as an eyeshadow, as a contour, as a bronzer, if you want to kind of bring it a little bit more around the cheeks. It is dewy and it is a cream, but it doesn't melt off your face in this summer weather, which is really, really important. So what I think Fenty Beauty has been able to perfect is taking products that do one thing without causing the other effect, right? So like you said, it's a matte lip. People think matte dry, but your lips don't feel dry, right? Same thing with cream. People think cream, they think, oh, that's going to sweat off your face. It doesn't. So shout out to Fenty Beauty, shout out to Rihanna, continue to make strides in the beauty industry, but we need to talk about your fashion choices and this man. Taj, I'm going to have to bring you back to dissect Rihanna.
Yes, please.
Because we have thoughts.
We have so many. Like, it's so many. Yes, please. I would love to come back. I would love to come back.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, babe. It was a pleasure. And we'll talk because, like I said, we have Rihanna. Kanye West is dropping an album this week. So we have to talk about that. That's going to be interesting.
I was like not interested, and now I'm like, oh, it's streaming? Okay.
Oh, it's streaming? Got it. Yes, we'll get into that. All right, Taj, thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you soon. And you guys, thank you so much for watching today. This has been another episode of Man Over. Do not forget to subscribe and share to Man Over on Facebook and on YouTube. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, social media, all of it at Stephen London. And make sure to follow my special guest of today at Taj Rani. Okay, you get into her fabulosity. She is a pop culture like expert and just overall amazing dope person. So make sure you follow her. And I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, for another episode of Man Over. Love you guys so much. Bye.